July 6th, 2026. Let's go over the alignment that occurred today. By alignment, we mean the 1 hour momentum is going in the same direction as the 15-minute momentum. That's going in the same direction and has the support of the 5-minute momentum. So if we can get all of those to align, that's a pretty interesting setup, wouldn't you agree? And the time that happened today was right here. The 1 hour obviously strong in the green, so we're waiting for a 15-minute crossover to begin, or to start to happen, or to finish happening. And that's exactly what we got at 9:08 today. What was this 9:08? Well, look at this fat buying candle. Why are we looking for a fat buying candle? Why are we looking for a long anyway? Not going down. Why are we looking for a long realignment? Well, it's because the 1 hour is going up. The 15 is starting to cross over. It's moving up, so that's good. That means we're really getting serious. And then the 5-minute momentum. Yes, it's tapering off a little bit, but notice that the taper off is less extreme as the building up process. The buying momentum is far greater than the temporary selling momentum. So by the time this rolls around, which is 9:08, we get this 2-minute candle bouncing right off of the 84 EMA, bouncing off of the VWAP. So that is your 1-to-1 setup right there. You would enter at the close of the candle, target a 1-to-1 with the candle structure, and that hit the profit target right here about roughly 10 minutes later. So that was a win. Now, how many wins were there today? How many trades were there? Well, there was that one, but then notice what happens after this. The win ends up being up here, and we get another entry signal here where we cool off, and then we realign to the upside. That would have been a loss. So now we got 1 win, 1 loss. And then the same thing occurs here, where we have a cooling off period in the momentum, and then we realign back to the upside. And this also would have been a loss. So technically you would be down 1 R now, using a 1-to-1 framework. Now, by the time the next realignment to the upside occurs, which is here, our 5-minute is now selling off, so we're not even interested. We want everything to be holding or expanding, or at least showing some signs of strength. This is just selling off, so we're not even interested at this point. So we wait for the next alignment. Technically, we're down 1 R on the day. Next alignment starts to occur here, with the entry being right here. This is the realignment right here, pulling down, boom, realigns to the upside. And this would have been a win or a loss. Let's see. That was a loss. So that's down 2 R on the day so far, which is rare, but it does happen. It absolutely can happen with a 1-to-1 strategy. The next alignment that occurred was here. But at this time, the 5-minute is very weak and ugly, but we do have a realignment to the upside right here. Selling off period, and then boom, realign to the upside. And does that result in a win? If we enter at the close of the candle, put our stop loss below or right at the base of that candle, it gets very close, but it's not a win. It gets super close. That's also a loss. So now we're down 3 R on the day, which again, with a 1-to-1 strategy, that can totally happen every once in a while. It's not like there's anything wrong with it. It's just probability at that point. So we don't get any more 5-minute strength for the rest of the day. So we want to wait for another 15-minute cross to occur, and that starts to happen here around noon. We get that crossover to the downside on the 15-minute momentum. So now at that point, you should be thinking, okay, let's look for some strength, maybe a bounce off of a critical level to the downside to take shorts, or let's just wait for it to cross back over to the upside. Let's wait for the 15 to realign with the 1 hour. You can take it a bunch of different ways depending on how you're feeling. If we were to just take the next alignment and forget about the 1 hour, forget about it, let's just align the 15 and the 5. When are they both going the same direction after this crossover on the 15 occurs? Well, 15 crossover just occurred. So now we wait for that next realignment, which happens right there. Pull into the upside, realign to the downside. Would that have been a win? Yes, it would have been a win. because we would have hit a 1-to-1 with this entry candle. Before hitting the stop loss up here, we would have hit a 1-to-1. So that was a win. What about the next alignment? Was there another alignment? And also that was a weak entry, and I would ignore that entry actually. Forget what I just said. Why? Because the 5-minute was pulling off. It was not expanding in the direction of the trade. It was pulling back right here. So we would wait for the 5-minute to be showing strength and then a realignment, which kind of occurs here. Momentum building, we pull back, realignment to the downside. Momentum resumes. So that right there, my friends, is the actual strategy. That is an entry right there. That's a beautiful trade. Any other alignments that occurred today? Yep. So yeah, this is now in the green. We're not even interested. We want that to be back into the red. And that starts to occur towards the end of the day, right here, towards the end of the market. So we run out of time. We run out of runway. So all in all, you would have been down 1 or 2R today had you followed all of these proper alignments, proper entries. And I'm currently working on another strategy to finalize. Start forward testing. I'm back testing it right now, and it's looking good. And it's just using this 84 EMA. This 84 EMA right here, this yellow. It's the 42 EMA on a 2-minute chart. But using that 84 EMA as an entry point for some trades during alignments. That's what I'm currently working on. But anyway, with all that being said, see you in the next one. Take care.